All right, so welcome to today's meditation time. It is nice to be back live with you. And if you're watching this later on, I hope that you have all had a chance to do the meditation from the full moon yesterday. And if not, please be sure that at some point over the next few days, you take advantage of that. It was really special to sit there as that full moon was beginning to take its place over the mountains of Mexico and begin to do our meditation for the full moon celebration. So there was just something really special, and I hope that you feel that when you have the chance to do it. So tonight, or whenever you're joining us, just find your seat. Just get comfortable in your space. Hopefully you've chosen a spot for your meditation time that gives you comfort and ease. A space where you can just kind of draw away and either close the door or dim the lights or remove the distractions and just give yourself these few minutes. And so as your eyes gently close, let that be that symbol of just blocking out whatever distractions there are. And then begin to breathe. You were already breathing before we arrived, but now breathe with intention. Finding that deep inhale and finding the complete exhale. And just allow it to do for you, one breath at a time, whatever you need. Maybe use the breath to calm your anxiety. Maybe you need the breath to lessen your frustration or your anger about something. Maybe you need the breath to keep you just a little bit energized. Try to keep yourself engaged across these minutes. So whatever kind of breath you need, find it. Make it intentional. And then connect to it. So that across these few moments that we have together, the breath can be our anchor. And then just honor the showing up. The fact that you draw away for just a few minutes and either you have an alarm set that tells you it's time, or you find a recording and you hit play, whatever mean or method you've got for doing it, honor the showing up. The realizing that you need to draw away and find that awareness of this moment. So again, the breath, the awareness, the showing up. The three perfect parts of our meditation practice. And so today's word is abundance. I could not think of a more perfect word to lead our meditation time with after this beautiful full big wolf moon of 2022 than abundance. Because what we know about the full moon is that when it takes its place in the sky and there's nothing in the way, the earth's just positioned perfectly and the sun and the moon and everything's in its place, and that full moon light just glows. We feel the abundance in that moment. But we know that little by little, the light will begin to wane. And each night, a little less will be there. The moon doesn't lose its shape, but we will see less light. And so as we sit together in this moment, I want to share with you a quote from Rumi, hundreds of years old, that is so simple but so profound when it comes to this idea of abundance. And he said, You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in one drop. Listen to that again. You are not just a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. So as you're sitting there in this moment that we're sharing together, I want to first validate that sometimes we feel very small. and very unseen or unheard and unworthy. And that usually comes from something circumstantial. But even though it comes from something external, it has a way of getting inside of us until we start to believe whatever it is, that we're meant to be unseen or unheard, or that we are unworthy, or that we are not enough. But I want you, with your eyes closed, to picture what that full moon looked like yesterday. Picture any full moon that you've ever seen. And when I saw that full moon take its place in the sky, I was standing at the bottom of a mountain, looking over a lake, and looking at that moon reflected across the water. And the fullness was all around me. And so I want you to visualize that. Imagine you see a lake with that moon up in the sky and the light reflecting down. Almost like you can feel the fullness and the abundance in the atmosphere around you. So listen to this quote once more, and then we're going to sit in the abundance of me, in the abundance of you. Trying to breathe out those feelings of unworthiness or of not being seen or heard or feeling like we're enough. So from the words of Rumi, he said, "You, my sweet friend, are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." So sit a little taller. Take it all in and let your inhales just fill your chest up with as much air as you can take in. And let your exhale be you almost just throwing away any feelings that says the opposite. Again, breathe in. Let your chest fill with air. Feel the abundance of you. And breathe out and let go of all the rest. And then just sit with just you. And I will sit with just me. In the stillness, but in the full awareness that I'm enough. And so are you. Just let your attention come back to the space that we're sharing together. And before you open your eyes, I want you to picture once more that big, giant, bright moon in the sky yesterday. And as the phases of the moon begin to shift across the next 14 to 28 days until we find a totally different shape and a totally different amount of light before we get back to the full moon again. I know that none of you would doubt that the moon's still round. You believe it. Even though the shape changes, you still believe it's whole. So as we leave this space together, believe the same thing about you. Feel the abundance, the entire vastness of the ocean in one drop. That's how enough and abundant you are and I am. Take the belief. And if you need a reminder over the coming days as you breathe in, pay attention to your chest. Let it just swell, that life-giving force of belief. And then breathe out almost forcefully any other thoughts that tell you something differently. You are abundance. Namaste.